The distance from fold to fold in the middle is 40 millimeters. And the radius here is 12.5 millimeters. So, what would be the overall length of this skateboard?
65.
Exactly, good man. How do you work that out, Daniel?
Because 12.5 on each side, so it'll be 12.5 and 12.5.
Exactly, because you have a radius here as well, which is 12.5. And when that goes out straight, it's still 12.5.
And plus 40.
Plus 40, yeah. So you have 12.5 plus 12.5 plus 40, which is 65. Does everyone understand that?
Yeah.
Good man, Daniel. The other class got hard to work that out. So the overall length of this is going to be 65. Right, so at the minute, your piece looks like just a rectangle, yeah? So your piece looks like this. It's slightly bigger. So slightly wider and slightly longer. So it looks like that, the piece you have. So we need to get it down to this size. So what I got you to do first is file the side of your piece to get a nice square edge. Then what you do once you got a square edge to work from? Yeah, before that, you put in a little X. Like that, okay? So you can see in my piece here, I have a little X there. So my piece here is this red bit, you see, and then the skateboard's going to be taken out of that red bit. So from that X, what does that X mean? Yeah, this I'm going to take all my measurements from this side. Exactly, good man. This side and this side. So everything I measure is going to come from this side over and this side up. So what's the first measurement I'm going to put on this piece? Let everyone watch this carefully. Put down the stuff because people won't know what they're doing then. The other class, I explained this carefully, but then I still had to go around individually to people because they're just doing exactly what Lorcan's doing there, not listening. So please look up and listen. So, what's the first measurement I'm going to put in this? Yeah, you can choose whatever you want. 12.5. So, I have my X here, and I'm going to measure in 12.5. So how I do that is, get your ruler from the X side, hold the tri-square nice and tight against the piece, get your ruler like this, and see on this side I have the 0.5. See that? The little ones in between. And measure in, sorry. So this can be difficult enough, 12.5. So I might go the other way with this, it'll be easier to hold. So that's 12.5 exactly. Mark a line. Right, there's my first line. So this line here I got. So to do this line, how far do I measure over? What's the problem there? It's longer. So if I measure in 12.5 from this side, so exactly what I said not to do, people are already making a mistake. If I measure in 12.5 from that side, what's the problem? Yeah, so what's the X for? Yes, and I always measure in from the X side. I don't go over here and then measure in the other side. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, all your measurements, no matter how far across they are, always come in from this side with the X. That's why you got, this side could be off square. So, if I want to get this measurement, how far do I measure in? Does anyone know?
52.5.
Exactly, 52.5. Why? Good man, Jim.
Because it's 12.5 plus 40.
Exactly. So it's 12.5 plus 40, which is 52.5 in from the edge. Does everyone understand that?
Yeah.
So again, measuring from the X side, there's my X, 52.5. There, exactly. Nice and tight. Make sure it's tight against the edge or else it's going to be off square. Scribe a line. Everyone happy now so far? Yeah, so now what I want to do is I want to do a center line up the middle so I know where the center is to put my spring dividers or my compass. So I need to get a center line there, and I also need to mark this end line here. So when I'm doing that, I need to make sure I measure in from which side? From this side or from this side? The X side, yeah. So I'm going to be measuring in from this side. So there's my X. So I'm going to measure in this way. How far am I going to measure in?
32.5.
Sorry? 32.5. No, I'm going to measure in this from this side in to get a center line.
Oh, 12.5.
Yeah, 12.5, exactly. So again, putting your tri-square on the side with the X, you're going to measure in 12.5. Make sure it's nice and tight up against the shank. Scribe a line down the middle. And then how far am I going to measure into the end line? So from here to here.
Be 32.5.
Why?
Because that's half.
25, yeah, because it's 12.5. You have 12.5 radius. So when that radius swung around this way, it's 12.5. And when it's swung around that way, it's 12.5. So if you add them together, it gives you 25. So this distance is 25 millimeters. So get your ruler, measure in 25 millimeters. Like that. So this is tricky, so you need to take your time and scribe. Alright? So I've just recorded this video, so you can look over the video if you're stuck.